If you are not cognizant of past history, then you're setting yourself up to be a victim of similar circumstances, especially as a leader. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, we inspire. We're working on a series based upon the book Leadership Secrets of Attila the Hun by Wes Roberts, PhD. We're talking different subjects that are critical to the success of an individual as a leader. One of them is to be cognizant of history, of research, of things that have gone on in the past. Let's get right to it. These are the little nuances. They don't teach you these in school. The little nuances that you learn from a mentor, and that is my ambition with this video. Now, I, Attila, must relate to you the learning I accumulated in my study of the bones of caravans past. That's what he's calling history. Our army must become more commandable in battle. We must create a new battle plan with a better arrangement of our chieftains and Huns. We must use tactics that control our maneuvers. Okay, theoretically, before you play, let's say, a basketball game as a coach, I always prepared, this is what our strategy is going to be, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play this defense, we're going to focus on this offense, they have a big guy, we need all of the little, you've done some scouting, you've done some planning. When the game begins, when the battle begins, when it's serious business time, discipline is designed to make you battle ready. Adherence to rehearsed discipline is critical on the battlefield because you're counting on somebody else and they are counting on you. We must refrain from charging prematurely and furiously into unfamiliar situations. Preparation/scouting are critical battlefield components of victory. Serious battles require careful thought and not knee-jerk reactions. You can't have a knee-jerk reaction. You have to have thought things out if you're fighting a serious battle. We must not be unprepared for new tactics employed by the enemy. We must watch him closely, using our intelligence to detect and assess his likely methods. Enemy intel is a critical component of success. If you got to know in basketball who the shooters are, who the drivers are, who the dribblers are, who the bad players are. You got to know the strengths and weaknesses of your opponents. When we are outfitted in battle dress and armament of inferior utility, we must never engage an enemy. Future battles with Romans demand us to cover our leather helmets with metal, to reinforce our bodies with metal breastplates, and to carry shields to turn away the blows of swords. We must use newly forged swords and cast away our obsolete stone axes. Hey, you've got to be up to date. This is a computer world. People that are my age is like they want to deny the computer, but you can't do it. It's a computer world. You know what I think of when I think of this particular concept? I think of that scene from Indiana Jones where there's a guy going, yeah, yeah, he's doing like all these karate moves, and then Indiana Jones just pulls out his gun and goes, boom. Okay, superior firepower beats things from the past that are not going to work right now. Our adroitness as cavalrymen must be supplemented by newly acquired infantry skills. Training in these tactics will balance our abilities to wage war. We must add catapults to our arsenal. We cannot expect the high walls of Roman bastions to crumble at the simple beating of our chargers' hoofs. Example from the library. Okay, years ago when I was a kid, encyclopedias. Right now, how many encyclopedias do they even have? Everything's on the computer. You have to have the present day technology to match your objectives. Otherwise, you're a blacksmith in a world of automobiles. All right, you can make the shoes for the horse, great, but a car is going to get you there much better, isn't it? We cannot presume to rule over the Romans and conquer the world as wandering tribes of nomads. We must build cities. These cities must be fortified centers for our planning. From them, we will send out well-disciplined, trained armies, well supplied and armed with the new weapons of a superior arsenal. When you are an individual, once again, success formula mirrors what it takes to be a great leader. You're trying to transform those principles from the success formula to a group. As an organization grows, it solves challenges the same way that you as an individual solves challenges too. You chunk them down into smaller groups. Communication is key as the group expands, and you need a chain of command. So what you do is you take the problem and you assign small problems to smaller groups, not to the whole group. They're all expected to do their part. You're expected to do your part. Everybody must work together. You have to have a chain of command. You have to have effective communication. Hello, McFly. We cannot expect to change our long-held traditions, to reorganize our army, and to create great cities without internal opposition. Among you chieftains and Huns will be those whose spirits cling to our past ways. We will show patience with you unenlightened ones. Yet, if you choose not our new course and cause dissension, you'll be stricken from our ranks. Once the decision has been made, company-wide, organizational-wide, whatever the entity is, you lead, you follow, or you get out of the way. All right? And get out of the way means being expelled from the group. Everybody works together. Our vision of the future must build on the strengths of the past, yet we must anticipate new challenges and opportunities. Once the foundations of the past have been laid, it's imperative to make sure that the present tactics remain relevant. When I think of that, the first thing I think of is when I was back out in the field, when I had my offices and we were selling insurance products and we were knocking on doors. Knock on doors, yeah, we didn't get into every house, but if you knocked on enough doors, you got into enough houses. It was a matter of effort. It was a matter of mind over matter. It was a matter of game of numbers. But what happened was society changed. The mindset of society changed. That happened right around the time that people were going, post office workers were going postal. People started to become fearful of opening the door for other people. The old tactics were no longer relevant. We needed to come up with a new tactic. Unfortunately, the company didn't do that and went out of business. We must never fail to analyze the past. No bleached bone of a battle-lost Hun must go unnoticed as we prepare for the future by laying aside the ill-conceived and undisciplined strategies of our past. We must form new policies and practices into a Hunnish unity of well-defined purpose. We must plan to once again and forever excel against all enemies and overcome obstacles that stand in the way of our conquering the world. Now, in ending my counsel on lessons learned from the study of bones of caravans past, history, I leave you with a parting bit of wisdom. No radical change is easy. Radical change is only necessary when we fail to learn from our past in anticipating the future. The greatest adversary to abandoning the ineffectiveness of our past is a reluctance among yourselves to demonstrate the spirited support of your king, who seeks for you a new trail toward achieving things good for all Huns. And as the king, as the leader, you must be cognizant of past events to overcome them and not make the same mistakes. Important leadership lesson. Next time we get together, more leadership secrets. Until that time, hey, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.